You know, I'm not a fan of this. I don't like how close I decided to set this up today. But you know what? We're moving up, my friends. We're always moving up here on the PigCast, the premiere show on YouTube. And by premiere, I mean not even F quality. This isn't even a letter grade. If I was a storefront in New York, they would just say no. You can't even open up because you don't even have the permits. Welcome to the show. Today's Thursday. Today's a different day than Wednesday when I usually did these streams, but I'm playing around. I'm being loosey goosey with these, right? I'm trying on Thursday. Maybe might do a weekend one. I know that I had an abortion of an experiment a couple months ago, and I decided that I was going to stream every day, and that didn't work out the way I thought it was. So I decided, you know what? No, let's just go back to the old model and see where that goes. So today we have an action-packed episode. Today I also decided to apparently want to end my existence by not having the fucking blur fixed. So it might jump. I don't know why it's been giving me issues with the autofocus, but that's part and parcel of a PigCake live stream. You're going to have issues. If you didn't have issues, would it really be a PigCake live stream? Not really. It'd be a normal live stream. It'd be a Chris Ramsey live stream with no issues and tremendous production value. Not here. Here you're getting one of these. That's what you're getting. You're getting a car crash, but it's what you signed up for. It's what you signed up for. So we have a lot of topics, and I also opened up the phone lines. So if you want to know how to do that, there's a Discord link in the description section below. And at certain points, I believe, in the stream, maybe when I run out of shit to talk about, I'll just pull you in. So you want to join the waiting list. You want to join the waiting room, rather, on my Discord. There's going to be a couple of voice chats. You want to join the waiting room, and then I'll pull you into the secret one when I feel like it. But that might be, I don't know, it might not work because I didn't really test it, and I don't have headphones. So it's going to be essentially audio from my computer. Again, move it on up. Don't take that out of context, okay? Your chroma key is screwed up. Maybe the pink light in your green screen. Yeah, I noticed that as well. It's also probably because that doesn't have sufficient light to it. So the chroma is not really picking that up. But you know what? That's fine. That's just a feature. And I guess I didn't realize that when I was setting up for this particular stream. Again, learning. We're always learning here as well. It's not like this is just something that we stop learning from. This is a learning experience from everyone. Hey, if you have a chroma set up behind you, a chroma key, make sure that the light source is also illuminating the actual green screen itself. But it kind of looks cool. It looks interesting. It looks almost like some sort of glitch, glitching. That was popular with Kanye West back in the day. I don't know if I could say that name anymore. But we have a list of topics that we're obviously going to get through here. Phone line pig. Do we want N-words dropped? Yes. No. Notice that I responded automatically and said yes, but I meant no. No N-words. That's my rule. Unfortunately, we're on YouTube. Had we been on somewhere like Rumble, I would allow them, but not here on clean and sanitary YouTube. And also, I don't want people in my circle of friends getting messages from loser virgins with nothing better to do and tell them, hey, look, here's an instance of Piggy using a dirty word that I don't agree with. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to avoid here. But yeah, the phone is open, right? For lack of better terms. So if you want to join, just join that Discord, join that waiting room, voice, whatever, what's it called? It's called a Pig Squeal Channels. Thank you, Xavier Spade, for setting up my Discord and calling these appropriately. But there's a waiting room, and I'll drag you into the super secret one. That's just so we don't have a clusterfuck in the public voice room and imagine just a bunch of random voices. So I'd rather have it there so I could control it. Also, I like to control things. I'm a control freak. So that's one aspect of it. What's up, Pig? Salute from Ireland. What's up, dog? I'm sorry you live there, and I'm sorry you don't experience what the sun looks like over there in Ireland. Also, Slatcher says, hey, from London. And then watching from Canada. So we have a lot of places that are watching that aren't necessarily countries with a lot of freedom like we have here in the United States. So I have to say, I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, here in sunny Miami, Florida, whereas the rent might be extraordinarily high for what is a normal a closet in somebody's house. You know, I still get the sun. So there's that. So we have apparently people from everywhere but the States here, from good old America. Gentlemen, to participate in Piggy's phone line in the stream, join the Discord and join the chat room. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pin you of glory, Red Dead. I'm gonna give you the pin of glory for that one, just for explaining. Replace pin message. I believe that I was using the lyrics from a popular song by the band Starship called Sarah. It's about him, and I imagine this ex bitch that he had, and how their relationship was tumultuous. So that was common in the 80s. And today we're also going to be going over people that peaked in the 80s, such as Corey Feldman. And also, if you could tell by the title of today's video, AI women, AI girls, it's a thing. It's becoming a thing, and it's something that scares me, but it also turns me on slightly, even though it's not a real thing. So we'll get into that as well. I don't know why I have Billy Mitchell of the King of Kong fame as one of my subjects, but I guess that came in my pig sphere. And then we have, of course, something to do with fucking Disney adults, because I just can't help but want to shit on Disney adults every time I get the opportunity. So today, again, action-packed, my friends, action-packed. Manel says, these nuts. Thank you, Manel, for helping me out with my deck today. There are two color waves of my upcoming playing cards. One that I'm not going to mention, and the other one right here, look at that, OG Piggies. And then we've printed the last prototypes. With pips, by the way. People specifically were mentioning that these cards don't have pips, right? But we'll get that fixed for the prototype. And also, everything is becoming copacetic. The cards are copacetic. So hopefully those are going to be in your little dirty, disgusting hands relatively soon. What else did I know I had a topic here that I didn't necessarily have a video for. I don't know. I also, my preparation for this particular live stream is, I would say, negligent, right? I just put things that have perused through my brain for the past couple of days, and I just write things down without any rhyme or reason. There are some videos that I look up, but for example, here I wrote down Peaky Blinders. I wrote down Peaky Blinders. I just recently watched the entirety of Peaky Blinders, and I feel like I'm going to adapt my personality to that show. Even though it's a bunch of vagabonds and thieves and murderers, there's something attractive about Thomas Shelby. So I feel like that's going to be my next mood for the next couple months. And I watched it. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. Not season 5, though. Not season 5. Season 5 gets a little bit on the nose with the whole, I guess, juxtaposition of politics at that current time. I believe it was in 2018, maybe. I don't know when that season was coming up, but it's a little bit on the nose and obnoxious, that particular season. However, shit does go down. And of course, the last season was had me on the edge of my seat. So I do highly recommend it if you haven't watched that at all. Since Canada showed up, can we ask what is wrong with their bacon? That is true. Canadian bacon is not really fucking, it shouldn't have that name. Then again, this is from coming from someone that enjoys turkey bacon. So am I really someone that could talk about bacon? But Canadian bacon is what I consider to be the abortion of bacons. I know that they have this whole thing with it's not really bacon and it's not really Canadian or whatever the fuck. I know there's some controversy there, but shut up. It's called Canadian bacon here in ignorant America. Canadian bacon. Let me look this up. This terrible piece of ham, this fucking ham that you people, right? I could say that because I guess Canada is mostly a French, right? So I could say you people without getting in trouble. But look at this. Look at this. This is the Canadian bacon we have here in the States. Fuck off. Oh, wow. That's great. That is just, look at that production value, my friends. Isn't that tremendous? I hope that I could... Nope. Of course not. Of course not. So can I do this? Nope. Okay, so I'm going to try to fix myself live, but my eyesight isn't going to allow that unless I could hopefully... There you go. Look at that. But now the bacon's covered. But you could see it here. This is abysmal. This is a crime. This shouldn't be a thing. If this is what you call bacon, or if this is your whatever you guys have for breakfast, I know that when I was in England, right, a good portion of it was beans, toast, and some weird circular shit that looks like bologna, that almost looks like this. This isn't real. This isn't a real breakfast. Be better. Well, actually, that's appropriate, but I meant to.
Be better. Be better. Be better. Be better.
I meant to do that. That's what I meant to do. Ew. God, be better, guys, with your disgusting attempts at bacon. Ugh. Lunchable ham, says Sean Devine. Good to have you here. That's exactly what it is. It's lunchable meat. It's meat that you would put in a throwaway sandwich for a homeless person. That's essentially what your Canadian bacon is. You know your nation has succeeded when you could eat heavily processed foods every day. That's what we like to call fortifying our immune system, my friends. Our bodies tolerate that. What was the name of that city? Flint, Michigan water. We're adapting our bodies. We're giving adaptogens to our body. By the way, here's a quick aside here. Anytime you hear somebody use the words like adaptogen or toxins, removing toxins from your body, they're lying. They don't know what they're talking about. So that's a little bit of a tidbit there for those of you guys that are into the, I don't know, the fringe stuff. Like maybe you're into certain medications. And if they say, oh, this removes your toxins, it's a lie. It's a farce. Same thing with adaptogens. All these made up terms that people say, no. It's better for you. It's the same people that put onions in their socks and tell you that that's removing all the toxins from your body. No, what you're doing is that you're making sure that your feet smell like shit. Or good, because onions smell great. It's making sure that you just have onions all over your bed. That's essentially what that means. And that's not recommended if you're trying to get shotties in bed. Speaking of shotties, now we could have AI shotties. So if you're not familiar with what a shotty is, clearly you don't live in the hoodie part of your neighborhood, right? Shotty is what we like to call, a boothang, right? Let me actually do one of these for myself. A shotty's a girl, right? A woman. You could have a shotty as a guy, I guess. If you are a woman yourself or a homosexual, I guess you could refer as guys. You could refer to guys as shotties as well, but it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to me. So I feel like that's more restricted towards the ladies. But this is something that's gotten popular recently, which is this AI image of women. This fake image. Again, I hate to transfer to one of these cancer websites, but alas, we're going to do that. With a smooth, piggy transition. Look at that, my friends. Who would have thunk it? I say it every stream. Never would I thought that one day I'd be doing a live stream for about as many people as in a fucking dozen, in a baker's dozen batch of donuts, where I actually have some production value. I would never imagine that to this day. But alas, here we are. Drink to that. But this is what I'm talking about, right? Unfortunately, I have to subject your eyes to this cancer website, the Daily Dot. I don't even know what the fuck that means. These are, I don't think these are fake. This is just a stock image. But down here, this is where the meat and potatoes are. And let me see if I could click on this without subjecting myself to being told, hey, you could sign up for this email. Let's see. Of course, it leads me to a tweet or Twitter. And let's see. Now I could click on it. There you go. So this right here, which if you haven't noticed is the thumbnail, right? It's my thumbnail of the actual live stream. I would say, very attractive ladies. You could tell there are certain things that are wrong. But overall, if you just take a glance at this particular picture, you wouldn't think that this was anything other than a group of shotties taking a selfie. But alas, my friends, this is an AI-generated image of three very attractive, I would say, probably give my left nut for being in this room. Not necessarily doing anything sexual, but just being in this room. I would probably give up my left nut. And no, this isn't real. This is a farce. You will never be able to be in that room because the room doesn't exist. It is AI generated. Same thing with these other pictures. Let's see. Well, this one's a little bit, I might even get unmonetized here for this one just because you could see the ludicrousness of her breast area. I don't know. I don't think I have to be a doctor to be able to tell you that that isn't necessarily the normal, but this is someone that's AI generated for all intents and purposes. That's how you correctly say that. Now, the telltale sign here, from what I've been told, is the fingers. AI has a hard time generating fingers correctly. So if you look, let me see if I could even zoom into this. Let me see if I could zoom in to this. This might be a little bit hard to do. And of course I can't zoom into that because no, why would I be able to? But allegedly, if you zoom into her fingers, there's a growth. It looks like some sort of cancerous growth. So this is where we've come to, my friends. This is where we're at. Wow, okay, thank you for zooming into 300%. Now let me reset this. My goodness. So this is where we're at right now. We're at the point where we could generate very attractive women. We could also generate voices that aren't necessarily real, that don't come from anyone in particular, that sound like they come from another human. This is the time period where we become the most or the closest to, what's that Will Smith movie? Where one of those aliens, or one of those robots becomes sentient, and he throws a grenade, and it's all this back and forth. I know it's not Pursuit of Happiness, although I do believe that those movies have the same sort of effect in my head. I hated them both. They sucked. But in this one in particular, one of the robots decides to get on his own. That's disgusting. What generator is that from? I'm not sure what generator this is from. I don't even know if it's available publicly because they're always updating and refining these bad boys. I'm looking at 3 voluptuous women, by the way. I know you're not, but that's on the screen, and it's giving me a little bit of a boner, to be honest. So luckily the stream is one that involves me sitting down. But it's terrifying how good it is. That's the part that concerns me, right? That the only part that's not good is the finger, the fucked finger that you could see right here. Right? If you look closely, you could see that kind of there's a fucked finger. But the rest of it is unbelievable. From my understanding, I know that up until a couple years ago, it was very difficult for computers to generate people that don't exist. I remember reading that in a psychology book, which is bullshit. It's a lie. It's a farce. It doesn't happen anymore. That's something that's not true because clearly, I mean, these are obviously based off of female models that actually exist. But that person, these people don't exist. You're beating off to an imaginary person. This is hentai. Really? It's not much different than hentai, what you would be doing here. You're looking essentially at fabricated, invented pornography. It's art. But that's the goodness of what art has become now. So that was the, I guess, the title of this stream, and leads us into a very dark time period in humanity. And I hope we just have a reset. I hope that there's a meteorite that happens to crash on us, and we have some sort of reset that allows us to come back to caveman days. It's like the end of Escape from L.A. with Kurt Russell, which is another movie that I watched recently and another movie that I highly recommend for people to watch. At the end, he destroys electricity for 5 years. That's what we should be. We need to get to that point because I think TikTok and all these things are fucking us up. So we just need a grand reset, a great reset, if you would. So let's look through these comments here. Also, I remind you that the phone lines are open. So if you want to partake in conversation with yours truly, just look at the Discord link in the description section below and join one of the voice channels. You can stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one. So we have a what seems to be Evan Era TV, which I watched on my last stream, from Jason. Let me make sure that I get your name here. Jason Jocham dropping 5 hot dollarinos. I appreciate that. However, I believe YouTube takes half of that. Thank you, YouTube. So you should thank YouTube as well for, or actually, no, you should consider your investment strategies here. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize how much YouTube takes until I looked at the actual breakdown. I also found my, but I do appreciate that. Don't think that I'm being an asshole here, Jason. But what I was going to say is that I recently looked at my medical bill, by the way. That's another thing. I don't have it written down here, but I saw how much the emergency room visit was without my insurance. So what it would have been had I not have insurance, it was $15,000. Suck my dick. I went in there for 3 hours. They gave me, I don't know, like 3 tests. And that came up to 15 grand. Ugh, my goodness. Suck my nuts, dude. So let's go back here. This is what we come to. Not yet, but give me a few minutes, says Michael Lawrence. I believe that's some sort of reference to masturbation. I appreciate that. Red Death says, I, Robot. Hungry and Hungover says, I, Robot. Red Dead also says, damn, these damn Wendigos. And I imagine you're referring to the shotties that I showed on the screen.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one.
We got Jason again with the hot one. You didn't say a message here, Jason. I do appreciate that, but we don't have another hot message. So it's not like I do get a GIF that says good job and noob, which I imagine is YouTube's attempt to try to copy Twitch's donation format. But what I was going to mention is I like it when it reads a message out. And before, I guess, in my edgier days, when YouTube allowed certain words, the voice to chat would read out the, edgy messages with certain words that might be naughty. So that was kind of humorous. I don't know if it will do it now. That's not to say for you to try that. That's not what I'm attempting to do. But I do remember those fondly in my previous streams back in the day. Give me 20 minutes with those 3 girls. I'd absolutely give them a ghost count tutorial, says Happen to Die. Well, you probably give them about the best 20 seconds of your life, I feel. Maybe I would. Let me see. Let me go back and check out the shotties. I think I took them out. Yeah, I took out the thing. But, yeah, maybe 20 seconds is what I'd get. They'd get 20 seconds out of me. So, they'd get a really aggressive 20 seconds, though. Hane says, and if you think that's scary, military starting to replace humans with AI and robots, so dictatorships are more likely and hard to fight off. That seems oddly genetic, though. Generic. My goodness, fuck. In what way? In what way are they using that? I know that the moment anything comes up new that's upcoming technology, governments like this, when crypto came out, this is what the IRS was doing. They were salivating. For the first couple years before it got popular, they were like, oh, I don't know what's going on. But now that it's gotten popular, they have entire departments, and it's you can't get like $100 on crypto without that becoming a taxable event and the IRS going, hey, buddy, where's our cut? Where's our cut? You know where your cut is? Right here. That's where your fucking cut is. My goodness. I can't wait till, again, that blows up as well. I don't mean that literally. I mean metaphorically. In a video game, if the IRS was a building in a video game, my goodness, I have to be very specific here. Psychodynamic Natural History Department, Miskatonic University says AI generated sign language is haunting. Well, the one that's terrifying to me is the voice shit. How accurate it is. I want to try it out with my own voice and see how accurate it is. I know that you have to give a couple sentences and that you have to say a couple things, and then it generates some sort of a procedure that makes your voice actually sound like it's saying what it's saying. But how the fuck? How does it get the inflections and the little things and even the pauses it gets right? So I saw a couple examples of that with people that people don't like, and I found that particularly interesting. Pog Hala, says Pepsi Addict. That's where you go if you are, I believe, a black pimp. You don't go to Valhalla, you go to Pog Hala, because there's nothing that a black man loves more than a fat-ass white girl. That's a fact. It's not racist, it's fact. So you guys with your they, them claws out going, hey, that's racist. No. Ask any man of color, and they will tell you that their favorite thing is a pog, a.k.a. a fat-ass white girl. So before you take your little claws out there, there's a few AI art generators available to the public. It was a profile picture trend recently. Yeah, I remember everybody had these perfectly imaged. My fucking goodness. This is a record for how many car crashes I've given myself. Perfectly sculpted images of themselves, and I still have people on my personal stuff with their AI stuff, and I believe the app was like $6. So every time I see one of those, I'm like, you paid $6 to look like not a human. So good job with that. Is that going to be the trend that in 5 years we're going to look back on and think cringily on? The one 5 years ago was the HDR trend, where everybody decided to put the structure tab on Lightroom and move it all the way up. And before that was that Instagram, that weird Instagram haze, where every other person had this like sepia tone on it. So is that going to be the next one 5 years from now? Who knows? Ask AI to draw themselves. I feel like that's how you overload the system and or disprove the existence of a god. So I suggest against that, Red Dead. This is a PigCake stream. He's not getting money out of this anyways. Of course, Piggy has to say he won't blow things up. Well, I have to specify as an Arab man that I don't want to, hey, look at me, right? Especially considering every time I do fly, I get placed on that mysterious list, or I get placed on that mysterious line where they go, hey, come here to this line. Are we going to have a problem? We'll find out. We'll find out if we have a problem. Oh, that's good that every time I've flown, I get placed on this mysterious list. I'm a victim of racism as well, okay? To join Piggy's voice chat and discuss your opinion, join his Discord. Link is in the description. Thank you, Red Dead. I already have you there. I have participated in the past. Need to get back onto that 25 Academy, says Kelly MF Hill. That's true. It's also the fastest way to make sure that any woman finds you repulsive, but at least your card magic skills are good. I also hate this. What's going on here? Why isn't it catching my face? It should catch my face, considering there's a fucking green screen behind me. So I don't understand why my camera is having a hard time there. Let's see the other things that I wanted to get into. I know one of them is Corey Feldman. I don't know what's happening with Corey Feldman. However, it's been the same since the 80s. I looked at a couple of his videos. I know that we looked at one back in the day for ham radio. But my goodness, here's a song that I think he came out with now 11 months ago. And I don't know how much of it I could play. But are we still giving this guy the pass? Are we still giving Corey Feldman the pass? You let me know. Let me know in the chat section if Corey Feldman has a pass. I guess I don't think so. I don't think so, especially with shit like this. Again, I don't know how much of this I could play technically, but let's just drop the needle anywhere and see what's going on. Here, unfortunately, just from this image alone, Michael Jackson has obviously had a tremendous impact on Corey Feldman. I'm a fan of MJ. I don't think he did anything bad. I know. People might think otherwise because of that weird one-sided HBO documentary that came out with people with pre-existing issues with MJ. But I don't think I'm on that side that MJ was innocent. And here, unfortunately, is someone that's trying to continue the MJ legacy while not having any of the talent that MJ possessed. So let's hear a little bit of this. I think I could play maybe 10 seconds of this abortion of a song.
Show them who is boss. I'm the comeback king. I am missing nothing. If it's going to swing.
You know, I gotta say, not really the best work. I'm not really a fan of that. I don't think I'd put that on in the gym, maybe to get an extra pump. Maybe he's singing about coming back. This is his comeback album. Let's see what the comments say. Let me zoom in here. It says, I absolutely loved it. Corey, I'm proud of you. Great job from all involved. You know, gotta admire the bravery for leaving the comment section on. Yeah, it's clearly not a BuzzFeed video, right? Or a Vice documentary. They leave their comment section on. If Corey doesn't finally get a Grammy for this, there's no justice in the music industry, says YouTube. I believe this person is a troll. Let's see. A lot of laughs. Bah ha ha ha. All right. This one, I think Sean Andrews says it right. Vocal talent, no. Songwriting, no. Stage presence, no. Confidence, yes. So at least the confidence is there. Also the choreography. You see what I did there? Choreography. Wow, I still got it, right? Your boy still got it. Yeah. Okay, just deserve that one. This is my favorite one. This one I believe I've shown before. It's him on a Today Show, I think, if I remember correctly. And he's talking about certain stuff. And I don't think I could play the audio per se, but I could definitely show you the video and hope that you could see. This is from 6 years ago, but I think it's even older than that. What's going on here? Right? Every time I'm always down on myself, I go, man, dude, I really need to try. I really need to put some more effort, right? Try to make a difference here in this online media consumption space that I'm in, which is oversaturated. There's a huge, what do you call this? There's a lot more supply than there is demand for it. Boy, how am I going to stand out? And I look at someone like this. Someone like this. Let's see if we could show the whole choreography here. Whatever this is. All right. Seems to be playing the piano, pushing it in. And then he does this. Ooh, yeah. Hard as fuck. And then he gets into this. And it just doesn't help that there's nothing going on behind him. He's the only one dancing to whatever's going on here. and then now is when he actually starts singing. It's rough. I got to tell you, it's a little bit rough. So if he could make it, I could definitely make it. That's what I believe. I don't think AI could comprehend PigCake. I guess you were referring to where I said that maybe I should, or I'm considering doing the AI voice thing and seeing how that sounds. Maybe I might do a whole video where I, instead of using my actual voice, I use Piggy AI voice and then see how that sounds. And if people could tell the difference, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But you know, let this be an inspiration to you guys. I know that a lot of times I just seem like I'm a edgy YouTube magician with dirty jokes. But no, I like to give advice from time to time. And my advice is to follow your dreams. Follow your dreams, my friends. Because if people like Corey Feldman can make it, you can make it as well. You don't need talent. All you really need is confidence and knowing the right person. Let me actually put a little bit of this and see what he's singing.
What have you got? We got nothing to lose, so baby, let's go for it.
Okay. All right. That's enough. So yeah, let that be a little bit of inspiration to you guys to follow your dreams and not let anybody tell you, no, you can't do it. Because based on this choreography alone, I believe that his dance instructor is my little brother. The joke being that my little brother is autistic. That's the bit there, right? Have to provide some context to that. If not, it doesn't really make much sense. How do I know that you're not an AI generated video? Prove you're real, pig. I don't know how I could prove that I'm real. I mean, that would take a lot of effort for this to be a AI generated video, and I don't think I have the capacity for it. The other day, I was streaming a pay-per-view in my backyard, and I had to take this laptop that I have to put a fucking hard drive on the back of it because I needed to ghetto rig it. I would have used a different word there in a different stream, but I had to ghetto rig the back of it. And I was afraid to take the laptop, the portable laptop, to the backyard to project the pay-per-view, the wrestling pay-per-view on the back of the house, which lets you know that it's incapable of generating whatever AI you think that it is. So I guess that's my response. My goodness, that was a car crash. This might break the record for the most car crashes. He looks like a 2017 AI-generated Nicolas Cage. That's true. I'm not a fan of that Michael Jackson wisp at his age. Maybe back in the day, I thought that MJ was so cool with the knee pads and the white shirt and all that stuff. I thought he was cool, and that looked cool for the time. You do it now, it looks like Corey Feldman. So there's a time and place for everything, my friends. And even though we're having this 80s resurgence, it's not really a good look when you're out here on the Today Show, or maybe you're dropping bangers like the Comeback Kid as a 58-year-old man. Context. I think every app sells data, says Red Dead. Yeah, that's true. That's kind of the point. If the app is free, you're the product. You're the product. That's the way it works. Google, same thing. I was astonished the other day. My Facebook app, which is just PigCake related stuff. I looked at the cookies. There's Wells Fargo cookies. There's fucking apps that I don't even have anything connected with it. Turner's the one that told me on that. Like, why would you, as Facebook, have access to all these things? And then you realize, oh, they gather these things so then they could cater ads to you. So they're always processing information. What have you got to lose? Indeed. It's the Psychodynamic Natural History Department, Miskatonic University. Great name. I'm sure you're the only one on YouTube with that. Larry Isley says, Piggy, mad props. I'm sure Mr. Beast gave 1,000 people their eyesight, but now how many people have given back their virginity by Piggy? Yes, my friends, that's my task in this planet, is to give you guys your virginities back. People say, hey, Piggy, what do you mean by virginity? What are you talking about? Virginity? Do you not think that may be insult? No. Or I've gotten laid before. That's my favorite one. Piggy, I've gotten laid before. I've gotten laid many times. But here's the thing. Every time you do a single card trick, it removes 10 instances of getting laid. So you do some practice. Oh, look at me. I'm shuffling. I'm shuffling my brand new playing cards, by the way. Look at that. I'm shuffling my cards. You're practicing. You've just lost 10 instances of getting laid. And that takes effort because look at what getting laid. Well, now you just have to swipe on Tinder and hope that the right person is desperate enough to allow you to stick their penis in them. But it still takes effort. You got to drive to their house. You got to wash off all the regret and all the self, whatever. You got to wash off your insecurities and go in there and just grit your teeth, move that little cottage cheese thigh, and then go in there. You got to do all that. It takes effort. And imagine every card trick removes 10 of those. So all that effort you put just goes away. A blowjob loses its wings. That's the key there, my friends. So thank you for that, Larry Isley. I'm glad that you understand that. Ben Shapiro already with the AI stuff. He was a little bit troubled, but he wasn't a perv, says Red Dead. I agree. A lot of people think he was weird, though. That whole bed stuff was a little bit odd. Sharing the bed. But the parents were there. It's not like he was sleeping with the people. And there was a lot of semantics there with MJ. But weird. I'll give him that. He definitely was a weirdo. But I don't believe he was a child molester. Lester the molester. I don't think I could afford the Magic Academy. Just don't have the time. It's a sticker, not just a super chat. Damn, so it's 2-1. YouTube really capitalizing on that TikTok market here. I just don't have the time. Well, the PigCake Magic Academy, I know a lot about you. Like why you're watching this ad. And it's specifically because you've looked up magic tricks. Well, hey there, my name's PigCake, and I've been doing magic trick tutorials on YouTube for the better part of 6 years. And I'm here to tell you about the PigCake Magic Academy with over 1,200 videos already uploaded, designed to make you an expert magician. You get access to all the content the moment you sign up, and I'm uploading every single week. As a matter of fact, I uploaded a video today. Just look at that list of moves, tricks, ideas that you're gonna get access to the moment you sign up. It doesn't end. As a matter of fact, I could stop talking completely, and the list is still gonna keep going. Just look. So check it out, the PigCake Magic Academy. The link is going to be below. I go with you, but I'm stuck in this video. But I'll wait for you to go ahead and click it. Go ahead, you know you want to. You know, I really hate... Am I wearing the same? No, I'm wearing a black shirt there. I really hate shooting videos in public now. All these TikTok and these... my favorite type of person, which I've seen them downtown in an area that we call Brickell, they've ruined shooting in public. Because it's these guys. I'm sure you've seen them. Hey, what's your body count? What's your body count? What can you buy with your body count? Hey, how juicy is your pussy? Those guys have ruined videos because now everybody sees you recording in public and they assume that you're one of those guys. But no, I'm actually shooting worthwhile content. Like when I was shooting that commercial, I got a bunch of just weird, odd stares. I'm like, let me just shoot this fucking video in peace. Whereas a couple years ago, you could have said, oh, I'm just doing a project for school. And they would have believed you. Read my comment on MJ. I think MJ was a eunuch, and he was a castrano, one of those that they snip as a kid, so they could have insane music skills. But then a lot of his family members say that he was a player, that he was getting puss left and right. My goodness, look at that. How much regard do I have for ladies when I'm referring to what they possess as puss? My goodness. But they were saying that he was a player and he was always getting laid. Now, that obviously could be a cover, but I think that it would have been more prevalent now that he's dead, and that would have been something that would have been, I guess, confirmed by people close. But instead, they confirmed the opposite. That homeboy was out here spreading his seed everywhere. So also remember, he's a black dude at heart. So whereas he might appear to be some sort of reverse, I was going to say reverse albino. Reverse albino is a black person. But an albino librarian, right? You got to remember, he's a brother at heart. So I don't think that he would be a eunuch here. Let me go through here. Just passing through to show love salute, says Jonathan Rosario. Back at you, my friend. Back at you. I also love, again, the production value of this fucking show, where the fucking focus, right? You would think a Canon RP, which is a really good camera, you think that it would track my face and it wouldn't be hard to determine my face from the background. I guess not. It could be the shirt too. Could be the shirt maybe. Here's another thing that I saw recently, by the way. Just in case you happen to be a senior citizen. I don't know why this came up on my YouTube. I guess my YouTube algorithm now has said, fuck it, we'll show you just shit like this. This is how to fall backwards and not get hurt. Now you would think, oh, wow, hey, Piggy, I've done judo. No, this is not for you, all right? Put your penis back in your pants. This isn't necessarily about you. This is for old people. So the name of the channel is Falling Solutions for Seniors. And this entire video is geared towards mistakes that you could make as an old person. Because here's the thing. I know at least like 6 or 7 relatives that have fallen down. And it's a big deal as an old person. As a young person, you just get up. Right? You get up and you go, oh, yeah, fuck. I scraped my knee. As an old person, oh, shit, my grandmother fell yesterday. Oh, fuck. Is she all right? No, she's dead. That's an actual conversation I had with a friend of mine about a year ago. So look at this. This is the part that really got my gears ground. That's what I was going to say. That deserves a car crash, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to transition back to the other one. But look at Homeboy out here giving a seminar. So he's showing how to fall back.
It's the same falling backwards.
This reminds me, I know I showed this video a little while ago, which was like a sex ed class. It was some black chick, and she was showing all these women how to correctly ride a dude, right? And then she shows you, oh, look, you could just lift your leg and then transition to this position. And everybody goes, oh, and they start taking notes. This is the same feel that I'm getting, but with old people that are taking notes. How do you apply to this? I imagine this is some sort of old folks home. Obviously old. Look at the TV, or this might actually be from 6 years ago, and that happens to be the TV they had at this old folks home. But this is fucking peak YouTube.
It's still exposed. Same thing this way, okay? So either sideways or kind of sideways at an angle is bad. If you're falling backwards, am I going to have you try to turn all the way around? No, I'm not. Okay?
They respond, that's fucking great.
And
So this guy makes a living teaching old people how to fall correctly. And I would love to imagine that someone comes out of a class like this and find themselves falling backwards and remember everything they learned in the class and still get fucked up because they're old and brittle. That's what I imagine. But it's still an interesting thing. I don't know why this came up on my YouTube. And I have to imagine this guy's sore by the end of the day of taking all these back bumps. Essentially, they're showing you, hey, this is how you could become a professional wrestler. Just take a back bump.
Back like this.
Let's see him do it again here.
Luckily, most people tend to naturally do a little bit of that. Okay? We kind of intuitively know not to.
I want to see him fall back again. That's the whole purpose of this. Just fall back. Shut up. Stop talking. Fall backwards.
It's the same thing. Quick bend to the knees. Bring your hands down.
The other part, too, of this, I don't know how much you actually care about this, but I happen to care about this. I just find this hysterical, is at some point they stand up. You notice that the old people start standing up. They started sitting down, and then eventually throughout the procedure, they get up. As if maybe they're going to try it. As if they want to learn how to do this correctly by implementing what he's showing.
What they teach you the first day is how to break your fall. So
There has to be some dumb old lady. Some dumb bitch that goes, oh, let me try that, and then ruins her entire life. So I just found that particularly funny that if you could think it, it exists, my friends. If you could think it, it's there. Would you ever have imagined that there's an entire course dedicated to falling as a senior? No, you would just imagine it's as simple as saying, hey, try not to fall. Just try your best not to fall. But no, there's an actual dedicated course with a channel with 3,000 subscribers. Let me see if they have more recent videos. No, everything is from 6 years ago. There's exercises for how to correctly fall backwards. That's interesting. Again, this whole thing dedicated just to seniors. So good shit there. Let's see. Freaking amazing. The last time I fell on my ass, I broke my elbow. It says crispy bacon. I broke my elbow. Well, maybe you need to get your osteoporosis checked out, my friend, because that's not normal, assuming that maybe how you fell. I feel like if I do an elbow drop directly on the fucking ground, yeah, I would break my elbow. But if you fall down from a standing position and you break your elbow that way, maybe you have other things to prioritize. Hane says, I always like these little niche skills on YouTube. Sometimes I want to learn something super niche, and I find a 15-year-old video on YouTube. Well, this is great because as a senior citizen, if you want to learn how to do a break fall, guess what? There's an entire channel dedicated to that, Falling Solutions for Seniors. The other one that I saw recently is this airbag for seniors. But I guess that's one of these dumb viral videos that don't really have a lot of value, but it's an individual that's falling backwards and then an airbag deploys. Yeah, that's very practical. Let me go back here. Piggy can't be a simulation. His hands are too high def. That's true. Look at these bad boys, right? These sausage chunkers. Somebody told me I have very soft hands the other day, which I'd like to believe that I have rough hands from manual labor, but clearly that's not the case. My hands, according to them, happen to be very soft and supple. But I'd like to have the hands of someone that actually does something with his hands. I guess the only time that I did that was working on my bike for a month and a half, and luckily it hasn't blown up yet. I've ridden a couple times, and my bike has not exploded yet. We have Oxymoron 45 saying that commercial is worthwhile content. I don't know where you got that impression. None of this is worthwhile content. So maybe, is it me that said that? Did I say that? Because that's clearly a farce if I'm trying to perceive or trying to show this as worthwhile content. Let's go through here. I already read that one. Not convinced that this isn't a simulation. When Piggy said follow your dreams, I thought he was going to segue into a Card Academy ad. Nope. I'm not that intelligent to come up with that in real time. I shoehorn it in. I shoehorn it in whenever I feel like it might be an opportune moment, but it's usually not. Crispy Bacon says straight arm took the full weight. Oh, okay. See, that's another story. When you're doing one of these and just fall directly on it. The only time I've ever, because obviously this is my live stream, I have to talk about me. I've only ever broken my ankle, and that's because a dumb bitch ran a stop sign and decided to ruin my shit. This is terrible, by the way. I bought another bottle of Bacardi Spiced, and I regret it because maybe I should have tried a different liquor. I should have tried a different one. Oh, this is essentially homeless rum. Maybe I should have spent $5 extra and gotten a better bottle. But alas, that is my problem. I always cheap out on shit, and then I end up regretting it. So that was that. I have two things here. I don't know why. Billy Mitchell and Disney. Again, remember, if you want to join the live stream, you could just join the Discord, go to the voice chat, and I might use you. I might say, hey, buddy, let's talk. Let's have you here. Let's have a conversation about whatever that I've talked about, whether that's Corey Feldman, falling for seniors. I've mentioned AI girls, right? And here, which is Billy Mitchell. This is another thing. I guess this probably has as much virginity as card tricks, to be honest. This probably has just the same, if not more virginity than card tricks. If you're not familiar with this particular individual, I'm on his side, by the way. Let me just say that right off the bat. He is what he calls himself as the gamer of the century. He says that he was given that award by Activision, right? Activision made a bunch of games in the 80s. They've made a bunch of games recently, but he says that they called him the video game player of the century, which was not the case. That was proven to be untrue. There's a great video that goes over it, and he claimed that he is the record holder for Donkey Kong. Now, his thing is that he sued anybody and everybody that has mentioned anything in opposition of that he is the leader, and that he's never cheated, and that he's never used any sort of console that might be fake or any sort of virtual software. Everything's been done on the up and up. But recently a picture came out of him that shows that he did in fact use a modified console. Now again, the virginity here is so deep that once you go into this rabbit hole, you're not going to come out the same. You're going to come out, you're not going to know what the shape of a woman looks like. You might look them up online. You might have to remind yourself and go, whoa, you're not going to do it. You're not going to be able to know what they look like because the rabbit hole is so deep. And what I love the most about Billy Mitchell and why I'm on his side is because of how he carries himself. Here are some clips from a movie on Netflix called The King of Kong, where they talk about the whole controversy as to the Donkey Kong records. A lot of virginity, a lot of weird, awkward dudes, questionable hygiene. It's great. I highly recommend it. It makes you feel better about yourself. And then the one person that stands out like a beacon in this sea of virginity is Billy fucking Mitchell, a clean-cut dare I say, attractive, right? Especially for his age, well-spoken individual. Now, of course, he's the villain of the documentary, and he's the villain of speed running games. But I gotta say, I'm on Team Billy. I'm on Team Billy. The other people are just they look like just vampire virgins that have never left their room. They have these pipe arms. They have these what do you say? The complexion of somebody that doesn't know what the sun looks like, and yet you have this Chad come in. This absolute fucking Chad. Let's hear a couple quotes from the King of Kong. There was one that I was looking for in particular. I don't think he talks about it in this one, but he says about credibility and how the worst thing is when you give somebody merit and credibility when they've done nothing to deserve it. He says that after being proven a cheater in these games, which is great. But again, I'm on Team Billy. I'm on Team Bad Guy here.
There'll always be the argument that video games are meant to be played for fun. Believe me, some of it's a lot of fun. Video games are meant to be played at home, relaxing.
The audio on that's pretty shit, by the way.
Amongst friends, and they are, and that's fun. But competitive gaming, when you want to attach your name to a world record, when you want your name written into history, you have to pay the price.
So full of shit. That's what I love the most about this guy. You look at him and he just exudes just shit from his pores. But that's what I want. That's what I like. I like the heel. I like the bad guy. I don't want the good guy. I want the bad guy to win. I don't want Steve Weebly or whatever the fuck the other guy that he was competing for. I don't want him to win. I want this guy. Let me see his other quotes here.
I had somebody draw an analogy for me once that I always remembered. The top French pilot in World War I shot down 24 enemy planes. The top American pilot, you don't know his name, do you? Nobody does, but it's Eddie Rickenbacker. Shot down 26 enemy planes. The German ace, the Red Baron, everyone knows who the Red Baron is. That's because he shot down 87 enemy planes. I mean, he was the best. There's a level of difference between people, and it translates into some games. If I have all this good fortune...
This guy's playing fucking video games, by the way. He's playing Donkey Kong and Pac-Man. And not well. Not well. Every time he's entered a tournament, like a live tournament, he does shit. So he doesn't do well. This, by the way, is also a picture that he's claimed for many years that he's received, or he's receiving from the president of Activision, the Gamer of the Century Award. But that's not the case. This is just a Pac-Man bullshit little thing commemorating some bullshit for Pac-Man. But he's claimed that that's him receiving the award. This man really lives the gimmick. But can you really be against this guy? Can you hear this guy talk, especially compared to the other people in that documentary, or compared to the other people that are these pasty, pipe-armed gamers? Can you really look at this guy and think negatively of him? I can't. I can only see positivity, especially when it comes to him here. The America tie. You can't see it there.
If all these balls have bounced in my favor...
Let me see if I could show you here. Look at the tie.
Out there. Who's getting the screws put to him? No matter what I say, it draws controversy. It's sort of like the abortion issue. If you're for it, you're a son of a gun. If you're against it, you're a son of a gun. I'm not God. I don't have all the answers. So I have to be careful how I share my opinions. Brian Koo is there. He knows everything to do with the tape. He knows to guard the tape with his life. I explained to him he could lose his life, but don't lose the tape.
What? Again, a tape of him playing a fucking game to see if he got a record. Let me see this one. This is another one that got me, where he talks about the name. Because when you break a score in a game, you have to put initials, right? 3-letter initials. And he talks about what he puts as initials. I don't know why this is... let me see if I could lower this to maybe 720. Let's see if that works. But he's talking specifically
you're not looking hard enough.
About what initials he puts. And this is what really made me be on Team Billy Mitchell right here.
My 3 initials were. If you don't know, you're not looking hard enough.
TIE?
No. Which one was I wearing yesterday?
The American.
USA?
USA. So I had Latin friends and I had Canadian friends, and I always had to keep the Americans on top. Excuse me, guy. I got a celebrity in the car here. Can I cut in front of you? Well, maybe they'd like it if I lose. I gotta try losing sometime.
How could you not be on this guy's side? Are you telling me you watch this documentary or you watch anything on Billy Mitchell and you think that he's the bad guy, even though he's been proven time after time to be a cheater and to, not really have the skill necessary to beat these records as he claims? Can you really hate the guy? He's out here representing America, right? But then, no, unfortunately, people come out with videos, with evidence, schmevidence, okay? Billy Mitchell's a god, and I refuse to acknowledge anybody that thinks otherwise. Let's look at the comments. He looks like General Zod from the original Superman movies with Christopher Reeves. Yeah, he has the personality of Christopher Reeves in the wheelchair, though. That's actually doesn't make sense. Fuck. That doesn't make any sense because he had a great personality despite him being in a wheelchair. But there was something in there. There was a joke in there, I'm sure. What level of virginity does he have? Well, here's the thing. We all strive to be like Billy Mitchell, right? We all strive to be like him. So he has unlimited virginity, honestly. I could only wish that one day I could reach the heights of someone like Billy Mitchell. But unfortunately, alas, I'm stuck in my magic virginity. Whereas he's into like a bunch of other endeavors. He's not just somebody that plays video games. He's into real estate. I think he sold hot sauces for a little while. So he's into a lot of avenues. And he's what we strive to be in terms of virginity. There's a guy named Carl Jobst who covers this. Yeah, Carl Jobst is one of my favorite YouTubers because he's just so specific when it comes to all this stuff. And for this one, he's great. Piggy talking about Billy Mitchell. Somebody has an issue with the god that is Billy Mitchell. He got busted for not using an original DK machine. There's a picture that surfaced. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Showing a machine clearly has different joysticks. Again, the virginity in order to determine all these things is unbelievable. But yeah, that's something I recently got outed. But also the other thing is that he was out here suing everybody. So he's suing everybody that mentioned anything against it. Of course, he can't sue me because, first of all, you got to find me, right? You got to find me, which is hard to do on YouTube. And secondly, you also need to realize that I'm on Team Billy. I'm on Team Billy Mitchell. I'm on his side. So you're going to sue me, but I'm on your side. I'm out here saying that you're the god, that it doesn't matter if you cheated and got busted. You're still great. And God bless America and God bless you, Billy Mitchell. So I don't think so. Plus, you're not going to get anything. What are you going to get? Debt? Oh, you're going to sue me and acquire my debt. Ooh. Psychopath. He's a psychopath. What's dumb is that he has the skill to get the record, but he still cheated. What an absolute virgin. But they were saying that in tournaments, he's not good. So in actual live tournaments, he doesn't place well. And this thing, I guess, let me just cut to this one. This is a Disney thing. I believe Splash Mountain is no longer going to be Splash Mountain. They're going to change it to like the Disney and the Frog. And it's not the changing of it that's my concern. My concern is, again, my friends, the muck, the virginity. You sort through this, you sift through the virginity, and anytime there's anything to do with Disney, you know that you're going to have a bunch of 25 to 38-year-olds that are out here going ham, going hard on a company whose essentially their existence is created to squeeze you out of money. Every aspect of Disney is designed to take nostalgia and turn it into profit. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with profit. There's nothing wrong with making money. But, my goodness, there's a time for everything, my friends. And yes, you could look back fondly on the Disney movies that you grew up with. Beauty and the Beast, maybe Pinocchio, whatever the fuck, Peter Pan, right? You look back on these and you go, man, I remember that. But to then turn that into a fixation for fucking Marvel. And, look I'm wearing a Captain America t-shirt. You can see my gut hanging out. Oh, I know all the fucking lore. But can you believe that while this was taking place in Spider-Man, simultaneously this was taking place? No, it wasn't. No, it was not. It's fiction. It doesn't exist. Okay, so this is one of them for Splash Mountain that I guess is now changing. I remember riding Splash Mountain several times. It's one of those rides that you feel like you are going to get thrown out, because it's not really one of them that pushes the barricade all up in your shit. It's just there. You could hold on to the thing, and it feels like it's free falling. And then you go to the other one, I believe in Islands. I forgot what the name of the ride is, maybe Popeye, which feels like it's just a 90-degree plummet into the earth. And the other one, Jurassic Park, is another one that's deceptive, because you assume that this ride, it's just this, innocent kids ride, whatever, what the fuck. And then at the end, it takes you again into a fucking plummet that I wasn't expecting. And here is one that is actually the babiest of all drops when it comes to these water drops. But let me see if I could show you this video here quickly for context. So this is someone going, your very last ride on Splash Mountain. Let me see if I could play this soft music here, which is the problem. See there, right there is where you feel like you are essentially just free fall. I'm sure that if you jump at the same time that it's plummeting, you could probably launch yourself out. That's what it feels like. You probably can't, but that's what it certainly has the impression of. And they're changing it because I think the theme of it was Songs of the South. And again, a lot of offended white women decided to voice their displeasure over that. And I guess Disney decided to change it to The Prince and the Frog, or whatever that means. I keep feeling notifications. I put my phone on vibrate. And here's the thing that I noticed, right, about all these Disney adults. The people that seem to want to keep Splash Mountain as it is, they just have accounts, right? They might have Disney-related accounts. But the ones that want to remove it or are happy with it being removed, they're all they-thems. They're all they-them people, which is an interesting thing that I noticed. I looked through a lot of these, at least on my phone, and the ones that were excited, let me see if I could actually prove my hypothesis here. Wow, I clicked on 2, and it seems to disprove what I was trying to prove here. But I noticed that a lot of them, at least when I was looking at my phone, shut up. All right, I noticed it. Fuck. Were they-thems? A lot of the they-she's, right? Those kinds. And I found it particularly interesting, the discussion that was taking place here. Can't wait for Princess and the Frog. Oh. And then people that said, oh, man, it kind of sucks they're changing it. They get responses of like 80 threads. So they have 80 comment threads, essentially, saying, well, it was controversial. It was this, it was that. All white bitches. All white bitches, my dude. So Disney adults are really a different kind of breed. And I'm glad I haven't been there in a long time. I actually don't want to go back to Disney. I feel like I've exhausted my Disney need to go there. Every time my friends, from time to time, every year, they go, hey, we should go to Disney. No, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to overpay to wait in a line and then eat overpriced, shitty food. And then, oh, look, hey, upsell. Get upsold on stuff. And then also surround myself with the Disney adult element, right? These Disney connoisseurs that are obsessed with, I guess, things from their youth. You know, I'm a fan of, again, nostalgia, right? I'm a huge fan. Makes you feel good, makes you feel warm inside. But there's a time when you got to do this. Look at that. Let go, right? You got to let go. And I feel like they're not capable of that. Songs of the South hang heavy on Disney's heart, right? It's just I remember playing that in my youth, right? The zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, wonderful feeling, wonderful day. I don't think anybody saw anything in that, in particularly racist connotation. But of course, angry white women have to come out in droves and go, no, this is based on this and that and this and that. And then now they got to, of course, change it for the they-thems. But alas, my friends, that is 2023. That's what we're doing. We got Indian Velma out here going in on Scooby-Doo. We have Spider-Man and the multiverse, right? A comic I saw the other day that had, I believe, a handicapped Spider-Man. What? These were things made for kids, and now essentially they're catered towards adults. So whereas before they were catered towards the parents of children that then convinced said parents to purchase the toys and the stuff, look at these fucking adults with the Funko Pops. So let's actually take the time to look this up. I saw an account on YouTube that came up. For some reason, YouTube seems to be recommending me the muck of shit as of late. But all these adults with the Funko Pops and the I follow on Twitter this account called Consumer, right? Consumer Fails. Funko Pops. Let's see this fucking shit. Now, yes, this is coming from a person that had some Rick and Morty ones, but my attempt was to resell them. So I wanted to sell them, right? To find the rare ones and sell them, which I never actually did. Maybe I should now. That those things. Actually, no, nobody wants to buy them now because everyone hates Justin Roiland. But just, what's this? Let's see what the... Sorry, I got an ad. Let me go and fucking see this. Skip this shit. Fuck. Funko announced another 70 plus pops for 2023. Whoa, man.
2023. But before we get into
Why is my fucking internet being
those
atrocious?
announcements, we have to talk about some that were announced last week because Funko took them down and put them back up. And
Dude, what? Why? Look at this. These are expensive. Even the ones that are on clearance, I'm sure he's not going to put these up. He's probably going to put the primo ones up. But look at the virginity here. Just look at how many Funko Pops are in this fucking section. And you know that there's probably more on the sides. Oh, fuck. Love the videos. What's going on? Maribel is talking about, I guess, the new ones that are out. This guy, I guess, owns the algorithm here for Funko Pops. What's happening? Largest collection of Funko Pops. Fuck. I guess it's this generation's Beanie Baby. Maybe. But it just makes me want to find the nearest school. Obviously, I can't finish that sentence. Drew Durden, check out Spooderman sometime. What's Spooderman? Now you got me looking this shit up. Spooderman. Let's see Spooderman. I feel like somehow this is going to be some fucking racist shit. 9.7 million views. So that can't be wrong. Let's see what you're talking about here. Spooderman. Movie trailer. Let's see if this is worth it. I'm going to be able to determine your age, by the way, by the humor in this particular video. So, Drew Dundon, let's see if you are truly a man. Hey, that's appropriate right here, right? These are my ads. So ads are based on things you look up. Why is this one wanting to find out if I'm gay? Maybe I should take that test and see how gay I am. Maybe. We'll see. Fuck. Let's see this.
I'm not the hero the world wants, and I'm not the hero the world needs, but I am the hero that the world gets. Before my uncle died, he told me I was special, and I'm gonna prove he was right. Whoa. Ow. I'm gonna fight all the bad guys and
Okay. So the premise is retarded Spider-Man. Let me just get that right off the bat. That's what this is, right? That's the bit, as they say, the bit. It's retarded Spider-Man. I think I could safely say that. That's kind of what they're going for.
be a hero.
Masked criminal Spooderman strikes again.
Whoa, they're posting pictures of me. Hey, I'm here to save the day.
Oh God, Spooderman, please don't. It's in my mouth.
Spooderman, help me!
Mary Jane! Not again. Maybe I'm not cut out for this.
Spooderman.
Who are you?
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I feel like that's a constant reminder. Don't look up recommendations by the PigCake community. They're the PigCake community for a reason. That was very well produced, though. I gotta say, I'm very impressed by the production value of that. My goodness, how the fuck? This is let's see, the YouTube channel Laugh Over Life. I guess they're some sort of channel that does these sort of spoof videos, but god damn, the quality on that is stupid good. Having doubts, Piggy? We're not going to talk about how they shit-canned Superman and Black Adam. No, we're not going to talk about that. I have seen that percolating my trend, or my FYP, my For You page, right, on YouTube, as the kids say. A lot of virginity there too, my friends. Lots of virginity there too. Now, while I disagree with the reasons why, I also don't care. Right? I disagree with the notion of, oh, we got to make all these things for, and then we got to put, I'm not a fan of that. But the actual, what it's about, too much virginity for me. Too much virginity for me. So I rather avoid it altogether. The white bitches are doing the work. They read white fragility and flick their bean until it was smoking. I agree. I'm glad that you know the specific books, by the way. You could probably find them being prominently displayed in a Barnes & Nobles near you. Or I don't know what books they have over there in London. If they have Barnes & Nobles, what stores they have. Even if they have stores anymore, any bookstores. I'm surprised Barnes & Nobles has actually made it far. You should go to Twin Galaxies, play some classic games. Well, I was considering doing a Minecraft stream recently. Just doing another one because I remember I did those for a while and those were kind of fun, very chill streams. Just play some Minecraft, chat with the PigCake community. I might do one of those coming up. But yeah, definitely Funko's done goofed. If everything is a Funko, nothing is a Funko. That's true. Although I do want to get a custom one of me made, as hypocritical as that sounds, right? Just a little PigCake Funko, accurate size, make it one of the mini ones. I think that would be something interesting to just have there, hanging from like a noose behind, wherever I shoot videos. That would be a little interesting thing. Not a fucking, air freshener that I have hanging from my ceiling fan that apparently somebody misconstrued as a bad joke. Jesus fucking Christ. I guess in a previous video, I guess because it upsets me, some dumb cunt on Instagram, I was reminded of, in the last video, right, just for context, in the last live stream, I had mentioned watching Samuel Hyde, right? I watch Sam Hyde because he's a funny guy, right? He drops some bangers every once in a while. And then you have the people behind the scenes of PigCake apparently not understanding that people could watch different things. And I saw that this individual was still messaging people, friends, close people that I know, saying, hey, do you know who this person is? Well, look at what he's talking about. Fuck you. All right? Fuck you. That's one of the reasons I wanted to open up the phone lines today, is in case these particular individuals wanted to come out and maybe have a spirited discussion over opinion and humor. I would gladly platform them here. However, I didn't see that to be the case. But just, we're going to have disagreements in terms of people that you like and people that I like. But for you to go out of your way, right, to go behind and message individuals from my own personal life and say, hey, look at what this guy's mentioning. The same could be turned around for whoever you are. And I'm not going to name names specifically. However, you know who you are, right? My same thing here is the same thing that I sent you as a message, which is get a life. Get a life. Seriously, it's becoming a little bit concerning at this point. These individuals that manage to find each and every single aspect about my personal life, name, location. It was funny for a little bit. I gotta say, it was funny for a little bit. But once you start getting there and poking, there's a limit. There's a fucking limit. So, unfortunately, we've reached that limit, and these individuals have shown to not have the same sense of humor and not share the same sort of, I would say, fun that it used to be. So, unfortunately, that's why I wanted to mostly have a call-in stream, and I don't see anybody having joined there. But just, we're going to disagree, right? That's part of life. Could you imagine how full of shit you have to be in your own life to expect to go through the many trials and tribulations that you have, and not run into anything that you disagree with, to live in such a sanitary planet where you're going to be able to just live and not have any problems or not have anyone that you're ever going to see that you happen to disagree with. That's what life is. It's coexisting with people that you disagree with either politics, religion, fundamental things, and coexisting with them. We live in a society, and there's a simple solution. If you don't like the style of content, don't watch it. Don't watch it. Same thing that happened with Illusionist years ago, a year ago rather, when I was making content for them, and a certain group of individuals decided to send a couple messages, say, hey, this, that, and that, and obviously fabricate things out of context, take jokes and little snippets and say, hey, look, this is representative of a whole. And unfortunately, that was something that went away. Why? I could have done the same. I have information on certain individuals that I could have done the same with and said, hey, this is what this individual chooses to do with their time, these people. But I don't. Because why? I could live with the fact that there's somebody out there that I disagree with. I could live with it. Why can't you? Oh, because that's all you have. So unfortunately, that's the problem with that. I mentioned that in a video a little while ago, and I know it's a lot of virginity, right? And I don't usually like to talk about things that are behind the scenes as much as other things, but I feel like it needs to be addressed. And I feel like it's also time to move on. It's been too long. It's been a while for shit like that. And the fact that these things are still going on and people are still sending messages, stupid Instagram accounts, still sending messages to people going, oh, look, he mentioned this guy in a stream. Oh, yeah, so does that automatically assume that I agree with everything this person has said and done in their entire career? I guess in your world it has to, because that's the only way that you could potentially have a point, a modicum of a fucking point. But it's honestly lame. It's a lot of virginity, and it's a shame that these people hide behind fake accounts and don't have the balls to want to come out and say things and actually have a discussion. It's kind of lame. I'm here, right? Look at that. You could see me. You could easily find everything about me. It's all out there. It's all out there, my friends. I've tried to hide it, unfortunately, but it's there. It's open for anybody to find. Names, addresses, phone numbers, it's all there, unfortunately. But that's the nature of being a somewhat public figure. I hate to use that term, but I have put myself out there on YouTube, and therefore I'm open to have my information out there. Now, when you use that information, which, by the way, works both ways, I don't know if you realize that it works both ways, but when you use that information and message people and do this and that, it just shows you how little of a life you have. And maybe you should look inward and realize I am wasting my time. Corn Pop says, I can never try to cancel anyone, no matter how mad I am. Everyone's got to eat, and so do their families. There you go, right? Isn't that the easiest and simplest rule to abide by? But unfortunately, certain people don't have that. And it's funny because, well, they claim to be the most tolerant. So Hane says, yeah, I made accounts to add positive comments and hope you get a full time with it since you like them so much. Well, that... honestly, it was something that wouldn't work on both sides. I feel like for them, I enjoyed it. It was great. I appreciated the opportunity on their end. But unfortunately, there were, some negative pushback, and they saw that it was more negative than positive. So therefore, the negative outweighed the positive, and they said, hey, we can't have this. So I understood why. I didn't agree with it. It's not like that door is closed permanently. But it was something that was, unfortunately, the door was more inclined to be left a little bit closed rather than open because of a small campaign of virgin individuals. And I mean that truly. But that's one of the potential problems with deepfake technology. People are using it to cancel and harass people. Yeah, but it's a different case of this. This was actually a bunch of losers with nothing but time. Let's see. The only fake thing I have is the description of my panasia. Well, luckily for you, you're a taken man, so you don't have to worry about that. As a taken man, you don't have to work for that. Whereas me, look at me. I'm messaging whores all the time saying, hey, yo, what's up, girl? Yo, you want to hang out? Right? I have to lie to them. I have to fabricate this whole cool persona. It's Top Notch not here this evening. No, Top Notch is unfortunately haven't shown himself in this particular stream. Usually he's a pinnacle of PigCake community, as are several. I was looking, by the way, funnily enough, regular communication with people from the PigCake community. Unfortunately, some have fallen on the wayside, but it's always great to have, I guess, people from the wayside, because I've been doing this now for a while. I haven't realized. 2016, boys. It's 2023, right? I believe June or July is the anniversary month. So I've been doing this for quite a bit of time. It doesn't seem to reflect that with subscriber numbers and view counts, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Tells me it's expired. The Discord. That's odd. It should be a relatively recent one. I know I've used it in other ones. I know I've used that particular link in other streams, and it worked right. But maybe that could explain why it hasn't worked. Let me see if I could do that. I don't know how to generate that from this particular thing. Maybe PigCake chat. Maybe if I go invite people. Look at that. Okay. I know that there's there's one, but that should be the same one. That should be the same one. I don't understand why it doesn't show. Again, I feel like a boomer sometimes with my lack of knowledge of this. I feel like I should, because I'm not that old, but this one should be a link, or send an invite. Your link expires in 7 days. Oh, maybe that might be a thing. Okay. You see, now we're figuring things out. So let me see if I could add a link to this correctly and not have that old link. But I feel like this, by the way, this is the tail end of the stream. Again, I feel like I should have some sort of card that comes up, right? That goes, hey, end of the stream portion, where essentially it's just chats and mental masturbation. But you could kind of imagine that here, right? Hey, end of the stream chat portion, end game, whatever the fuck. So let me go here. Let me invite. Let me copy. Send a server invite. Your invite link expires in 7 days. So now let me go to edit. Let me go to Discord chat. And let me copy the new one. So this one should be the new one, which, by the way, is the same shit. I think it's the same one. CG, yeah, it should be. Unless one of those changed, that's kind of odd. But that should be the most up-to-date one for the Discord thing, although it does expire in 7 days. So by the time for the next stream, there has to be a permanent one, though, right? I would feel like that might be something that Discord would have. Like, hey, here's a permanent invite link. Click on this and join the server. Which Instagram servers for Magic, by the way, is not a viable thing. I remember at least I tried mine. Illusionist tried theirs and put a lot of effort, and I feel like that one's also dead. It just doesn't work. I don't think the format works out well for that. I've been here for about 3 years. I've gone through 4 different names because YouTube has canceled my account 4 times in the past 5 years. I guess I made people mad, says Corn Pop. But what does that mean? That means that someone has actively gone and said, hey, let me take you out of there. That's kind of virgin-y, right? That's kind of too much virginity. They go, wow. You know how many troll comments although one thing that I find myself doing on TikTok, which I need to stop, is responding to people. That's one of the things maybe that probably led to me having gone to a fucking, what do you call this? Emergency room not so long ago, is the built-up anxiety from just being angry for no fucking reason. Hey, all PigCake caught my first live. Just saying hi. Well, hello. I'm sorry you caught your first live. It's not really a big deal, right? It's a lot of me making mistakes. A lot of one of these. A lot of car crashes, I guess. Although that does show an element of production value. That's another part that I just realized is kind of annoying. Is the notifications for Discord, which I guess that invite link worked because somebody just joined on there. But there you go. It's not really a good thing. That's not really a good thing, joining a PigCake live stream. It's a lot of virginity, a lot of me complaining. I mean, today, what were the topics? The topics were essentially brain droppings, right? You had Corey Feldman. Is that really relevant? You had AI girls. I guess that was pretty relevant because that's new, right? AI to generate images of females. Let's see, falling for seniors. So how to essentially do a break fall before seniors. That was something that I actually found myself practicing not so long ago, just falling on my back and not necessarily injuring myself, but doing it kind of the cheating way, because there's the wrestling way where you fall straight on your back, and there's the one where you kind of curve your back, right, and do it like a judo move. So I was practicing that, but that's for seniors. So that was an interesting one. Peaky Blinders, Billy Mitchell, Disney adults, and I believe that's it. So really brain droppings. You're not really missing out from these streams, but I see them more as a form of therapy, I guess. That's kind of where they have their effectiveness, is as a replacement for therapy for me. Well, hopefully being here solidifying my virginity. It definitely is. I'm Dinosaur. I love responding to comments and getting extra petty, and I always have to get the last word. That's the other part too. You can't just let them have the last word and have them go, oh yeah, I won that, because to them the last word means they won. But that's really the case. Respect the OG boys. JJ says Corn Pop is a bad dude. Oxymoron out here calling you out, Corn Pop, saying I've been here for 3 years. I'm so edgy. That's the I guess me trying to read out that. PigCake, read my last comment. I just did. I read it. I tried my best to read it as you wrote it, which I also like doing that, by the way. I also like doing that when it comes to comments. But it gets hard to do, especially with the eyes, because it puts the eyes as capital. But that's one of my favorite moves, is doing that. Just repeating what the person said, but putting it in kind of like retarded-ish letters. So I appreciate that. Here, just for the thumbnail, says Googie. Well, the thumbnail is not real. So you're fapping an illusion. You're fapping essentially to a fabricated image. So essentially, it's better hentai, as I mentioned before. It's better hentai. So if you ever looked at hentai and thought, hey, let me put this in the spank bank, guess what? You're doing the exact same thing, looking at these AI-generated titties. And the worst part is, one of them is me. So if you're fapping it to that picture, I'm there. So next time you're fapping, imagine me there, right? Just there standing in a corner, just looking at you, wondering, hey, that's an improper technique. So there you go. I hope you appreciate that. Let me see some comments here. I know I skipped some. I don't want to skip comments and people accuse me of having YouTube success get to my head. Let's see here. Made some accounts. Never try to cancel people. Already talked about that. Manel said having doubts. I don't know what that's in reference to. I guess you're talking about my own life, right? If there's a living example of Shadow and Boogeyman Company, it's Disney, right? I don't know where I read this, or maybe I was told by a Disney employee, I know a couple, that they don't let people die within the actual Disney campus, that they try their best to keep them alive and then push them outside so that they don't die on the Disney grounds. That might be a conspiracy theory. I don't remember where particular I heard that, but I do remember seeing it somewhere, which was an interesting thing. Because it makes sense, right? You don't want to have the deaths in the park that you have to report, I imagine, to someone. So have them die outside. Keep them alive. Give them adrenaline. Fuck. Faps menacingly. I'm fapping for the middle one in the thumbnail. Well, God bless, because that's probably the worst picture of me. That's not really my best look, right? Then again, I've also seen different looks over the years of Piggy. And I don't know, maybe 5 years from now, I might look back and go, wow, I look like an idiot. But definitely 5 years ago, I looked like an idiot. I looked like a mentally ill virgin. Going through here, sorry, I'm looking through the comments for ones that I've skipped because I don't want to ignore them. Let's see, this one. What have you got to lose indeed? I guess you're referencing to something that I was talking about there. Talking about MJ all the way back. I know that while I was talking, I talk a lot, and I realized that I didn't want to ignore you guys as I was going on rambles here. Have you seen the AI sign language book? The hands are way off. No, I have not seen that, Mike Paglia, but I guess somebody else referenced that. Have you seen they programmed politic bias into ChatGPT? But that's not a surprise, is it? That there's bias in there, of course, because it's AI generated from pre-existing sources, right? And I guess sources controlled by the people that created the program. So you would imagine that there's going to be quite a significant bias there. So that's not a surprise with ChatGPT. But what it can do is pretty fucking ridiculous. I had it code a website for me the other day, but there's still limitations in terms of that. It didn't code me a great website, but I said, code me a website that looks like the Nike website. And it gave me kind of a half-assed attempt. But still, the fact that I could actually make a website that worked was pretty fucking interesting. AI generated sign language is haunting. I guess that seems to be a thing. I haven't looked that up in particular. And then those are the older ones there. Is it true there should be a higher death toll in the park? I remember we convinced a friend of mine that if you are a kid that's abandoned, he believed this for a while, which shows you his level of intelligence, that if you are a kid and you get lost in Disney, they now employ you and they take care of you. So if you can't find your parents, you are part of the park and you become one of the cast members. And we convinced him to that effect, and he believed it for a long time. So maybe I should consider a different set of cohorts there. It's true, there should be a higher death toll in the park. If someone dies on a scene, they're unpronounced dead until they're out. Ugh. Jason says, my ex had a seizure at Disney. Within maybe 30 seconds, we were outside of the park. Went out an exit sign that was very hidden, but in plain sight. I believe they have a color specifically for that. Yeah, I know, there's an issue with the fucking focus. I don't know why it doesn't focus on my face, even though my face is that of a fucking pear. Look at that. There's a lot to focus on, but for some odd reason, it's having an issue today. So I apologize for that. But that's part and parcel, again, of the PigCake live stream. That's the thing, Jason. When I went to Disney, one of those times, and I've mentioned this before, it was one of those times that you needed a certain special bracelet. By the way, look at the watch. I took out all the guts because I'm trying to be edgy, right? Look at that. So I took out the insides, so it's see-through. It's also a copy of another one, a copy of another watch. I mentioned that in a video, whatever, fuck. But they're so good at pushing you towards the exit. It's unbelievable how good they are at directing you and going, hey, go ahead, move in this direction. Oh, you don't have a bracelet? Move that way. And you move that way and you realize, oh, that's the exit. I'm out of the park. So I do believe that. That if you had a seizure, within 30 seconds, you're outside of the park. And what's crazy about that is, again, I don't believe that you're exaggerating. I don't think that there's hyperbole, to quote Biden. No hyperbole. I'm not joking. No malarkey. I have a terrible... That's a car crash. That's a fucking car crash. Jesus, I should never try imitations on this fucking live stream. But I do believe that, and I do believe that that's not an exaggeration in terms of the time. Let's go through here. Code Mickey. Oxymoron, I'm super edgy. I'm a 30-year-old virgin living in my mom's basement. I'm a full neck beard pushing my sweet-ass fedora. Oh, I'm pushing 300 pounds, but at least I run 5 subs on Reddit. You say that, but there's several people, millions, I would dare say, that fit that exact description. So that's what scares me about this upcoming generation. Let's see here. I was having doubts. Was it related to the LGBTQ ad? Yeah, I didn't. Let me see if it's still open. If it's there, I'm going to take the test and see how LGBT I am. No, it's gone. Unfortunately, the ad, I don't know why I got that ad there. I assume it has something to do with my search history, but I haven't really searched for anything of that recently. But America described in a single word. On that note, Manel, I think that's a good live stream. I think we've done it well here, my friends. I might do, again, a Minecraft one soon. I believe my next one might just be one playing Minecraft. Fuck it. Now, I don't know if to play it on the Switch or on the computer. I don't know if the computer's going to blow up. I doubt it. I mean, I definitely think it's capable of running Minecraft and streaming, and I've done it before. But before my hard drive kerfluffle. So I don't know if that's going to be the case. What are the things, I guess, near the end of the stream? My deck's coming out, so look out for that soon. I'm waiting on the final prototypes. Once they come, I'm going to finalize the Kickstarter. The actual back design of the cards are going to, or the finish. So whether or not I go with... Can you find my fucking face? The actual finish of the cards is going to depend on how much we get on the Kickstarter campaign. So whether or not I go with Cardamundi or whether or not I go to USPC, although more likely than not it's going to be USPC because of the fact that they're here in the States. So that's probably going to be more likely the case. However, there are going to be goals, and I'm going to talk about the different tiers and all the other stuff pretty soon on the deck. And when the actual deck is going to be launched, I'm going to do a live stream with it. So I'm going to do a live stream while the deck is being launched. Hopefully, right? We'll hit that goal because these cards have been a long time coming. But there's going to be 2 colors. So one, which you can see here, and another one that is going to depend on, again, how much we raise. And of course, that's going to be something that's going to be pretty soon. So this month is my goal for those cards. I think that I'm going to sweet chin music my fucking camera to end the stream. Although I do need it. So I really don't want to do that, but I feel like it. I feel like it inside of my body. So when it comes to the cards, that's going to be coming up in the next 2 weeks. So once I get the prototypes, things are going to be moving along in terms of the Kickstarter. But you will have a live stream with a live launching of the playing cards. So that's going to be something that is going to come up soon. And I don't know if there's any more info on that I could divulge. I think that's pretty much it. Tips, I guess, at the end of the video. Oh boy. Let's see. Bits of advice? I don't really know. Fuck. Usually, again, I like to pick on things that I could find in my environment and talk about them. But today I seem to be having a hard time with that because there's nothing really here that's conducive to giving advice here at the end of the video, right? What can I... Oh, Burberry, right? I'm selling these Burberry shoes for a friend of mine. They're pretty expensive. But if you want some Burberry sneakers, hit me up because I'm selling them, I guess. I'd rather sell them locally as opposed to selling them online. But that's a thing I'm doing. I hate that. I hate that you do them on on eBay. And eBay takes like 40% of what you make. So I have to essentially deal with locals that are sending just lowball offers, and then you meet up with them in like a parking lot of a Denny's and hope that they don't shoot you or stab you for your shoes. So the alternative to that is putting them up on eBay and having eBay take essentially, without exaggeration, 40% of it. But I guess that's how I'm going to end the stream. Also, Nancy Pelosi definitely does insider trading. That's not even a opinion anymore. It's a fact. Insider trading. They're guaranteed. So